Hey, welcome to Cast for Bass. My name is Denny. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to tie a palomar knot. If you already know how to tie a palomar knot, please stay tuned because I got some great tips and tricks to teach you. And if this video helps you, please consider liking and subscribing. Hope you enjoy. So basically, I chose 25-pound test, a pretty big eyed hook so that y'all can see everything I'm doing. And basically, to tie a palomar knot, you stick the line through, you take it, turn it around, back through, and then you got a tag end and a loop end, right? Well, a lot of people will show you, instead of doing it that way, you can take the loop, make a loop out of your line beforehand, and make the loop small, stick it through. Whenever you stick it through though, it actually crimps your line, even if you didn't completely crimp it, and it has a little bit of crimp in it. So I'm not going to show you what that looks like because I'm working with a limited amount of line and I did not grab enough when I left the house, and I don't want to cut any more off. So I'm going to stick it through, turn around, stick it through again, and I actually did this backwards for myself because I'm focusing on the video, so I'm going to flip it back around like how I normally would do it, and you're going to make it a pretty big loop and a pretty big tag end. And so you're going to take the loop side and you're going to make an overhand knot around the tag end side. So you go around and then back through. Now you basically have an overhand knot with the hook hanging down. Now a lot of people would tell you go ahead and go around and then cinch. Well, I'm going to tell you don't. Stick your finger in between that little overhand knot, so that way this doesn't cinch before you're ready, because whenever that happens it burns your line and makes fray on your main line. So you got your finger in between and you're going to go around the hook. Oop, let go of the hook. You're going to go around the hook and then you're going to take your finger out, keep your hand on the line so that way the loop doesn't go back around. And another tip on how to keep fray from getting in your line is, of course, lubricate it, which I'm not going to for the sake of the video because I don't think y'all want to see me put it in my mouth, and the water's over there. So now I'm going to cinch the tag end first, assuming that this is my main line because they're about the same length. I'm going to cinch my tag end first, and what this does is, instead of all the fray being in my main line, now I don't have any fray. It cinches much easier. You can go ahead and cinch it a little more, but now I don't have any fray in any of my line. And then sometimes this little loop right here, it's not focused, but this little loop right here will wrap around your eye, and so you take your fingernail and you take it, you grab it with your fingernail and work it around and cinch at the same time. And there's your palomar knot right there. One other thing I wanted to discuss is, a lot of people will tell you to take your line and stick it back through towards the beginning of the knot so that your knot ends up in the center of the eye of the hook, like that, kind of, sort of. Not really, but essentially they're wanting you to knot on the inside of the hook so that way it keeps it from being beat up by the weight or whatever. Well, that doesn't actually work because of the line is still wrapped around the top of the hook no matter what you do, and so that weight is still sliding down and beating that line instead of the whole knot. Now, instead of distributing it on the knot, it's now beating on that one line. So my opinion, I don't do that, and that's why. So again, my first tip was don't double over your line and try to stick it through because you'll crimp your line. Tip number 2 is to stick your finger in the overhand knot so it won't cinch too soon. Lubricate it. Cinch the tag end first. And tip number 5 was, do not stick your line back through because it will beat on that single line around the eye of the hook instead of the whole knot. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all learned something from this video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. God bless, and thank you for watching.